Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him and they, them pronouns. And this weekend I am at the alt market. Say this weekend. Technically next weekend. My brain's already in next week mode. Whoops. But I'm just coming off the back of my Easter market. It's currently Tuesday after, so like the next day after my Easter market. And I've got some stuff that I need to do to get ready, given how big of a market that was, for the alt market then later this month. I still have enough stock, so I'm not cramming, restocking. But I need to do a stock take because I noticed that some of my counts were off at the end of the last market for some of my stock. Offers in, I had more than I'd recorded, not that things have been stolen luckily, but I need to just double check that I've got all of the right numbers in my spreadsheets. I need to check that everything's priced correctly in my spreadsheet. I need to check it's all loaded up on my Square and do a bunch of admin stuff. So I'm going to do that. And then there is also, while I said I'm not cramming restocking, there are some things I would like to make more of. So a couple of capybaras. And I would also like to make my new Beans the Frog pattern in a non-Pride colour so that I can try it out at this market without dipping into my Pride stock. Because I do need to make sure that I'm ready for that event because it's going to be quite a big one. So yeah, that is the plan, prep-wise. It's also been a while since I had a 6-foot table, so I might do a little mock setup, see what I want to do, if there's anything I want to change around, and how I'd like to set my table up if I do get some new shelving. I'm not sure if I'll order the new shelving before this market or whether I'll leave it until my June markets now, but I want to have a little look and see what I'll do with that once I've ordered it. So I'm going to stick you on time-lapse mode, let you see me do my stock take, and then I'll see you in a few days' time, I think, for a little bit of a prep recap and sort of letting you know what I've got, what I'm taking, and all of that stuff, and letting you see me repack my bags because the stuff that I packed for the Easter market is not necessarily the best stuff to take to the old market. I'm going to stop rambling and just get on with doing stuff now. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, it's Friday. Welcome to Friday. Market's tomorrow and it's time to sort my bags out. So that's what I'm going to do. So to start with, let me bring you down a bit. Also, by the way, oh, hang on. Do you like my lovely CD shelves? I got them for free at a charity shop. And now my CD collection is out and living its best life. But yeah, let's bring you down. Right. So, stock bag. It looks like it's packed. The one thing I need to do is I've got a bag of stuff that's not been tagged, so that needs tagging. Then I also need to work out what I'm doing about my keychains because we're back to a small table, so therefore I don't think I'm going to have room for the mystery keychain machine, but I might do the one, my keychain rack, because I know that fits on the table how I want to do it. So I need to get all of those out of there, pop them in this handy dandy little plastic bag so that they're all in one place for me to put onto the rack tomorrow. And then because it's the alt market, I also want to take some of my plague doctors with me because they do actually sell at the alt market, so I need to try and fit them in this bag as well. Also debating whether or not to take a couple patchwork bears. Just again, the last few places I've sold them have been this alt market, so if I can sell another couple, get them out of my stock bag, that would be great. So yeah, bit of reorganising needs doing, and then I need to pack my rucksack, my floaters somewhere, my power bank is charged. My iPad and my phone will need charging tonight, so they need to be added to the bag tomorrow, and I need to decide what I'm taking with me to the market. I'll probably take the tote bag that I've been working on with me, just because it's a really easy like around and around, so if customers are talking to me and stuff I can still be going with it. Though the other option is taking the stuff for a hoodie bear with me, because I've been putting off doing the rainbow hoodie bear for most of this week. So yeah, that's the plan. The other thing I need to do is I need to move all of my setup stuff from the bag it's in currently to a new slightly bigger bag that I bought, just because I'm worried that I'm going to break the zip at some point in the bag it's in currently, so I might keep that as a backup stock bag and then make the slightly bigger bag my setup bag. So that's the plan. Sort this bag, tagging, keychains, moving the setup stuff over, packing the rucksack. That's what I'll be doing. So probably stick you on time-lapse mode instead of chin wagging, because I'm so tired I don't know what to say or talk about. After this market, I'm so glad I've got a break in markets for a little bit, because I love doing the markets, but I am so tired because my just daily normal life has also been quite busy at the same time as my business life's been quite busy, so your boy needs a rest. Your boy needs a break. Obviously I'll still be uploading the Pride prep videos in the meantime, because the first market back is a Pride market, and the break I'll be taking is over May and June, so that's Pride season anyway. And I'll still be uploading weekly mix videos as well. I just won't be doing markets for 6 weeks. Thank God. So, right, I'm gonna stop rambling, stick you on time-lapse mode, and I'll be back once things are done. Right, bags are packed, I've eaten, I'm rested, and I've got some crochet to do tonight, so that is going to be me signing off for tonight. I will see you in the morning for this show of the table. Yeah, let me in the comments to do the after, like, I know it'll be too late, but I really do want to start filming the after of the tables. I will also get my partner to try and remind me as well, because he will be there with me tomorrow. That was a loud train, sorry if you heard that. But yes, so I'm signing off for tonight because I need an early night. Your boy needs his rest, your boy needs his meds, your boy needs another cup of tea. So I'm gonna get a cup of tea, a hot water bowl, and go and crochet in bed for a bit, and then go sleep, ready for the morning. But yeah, see you tomorrow. Right, the music's loud and it's copyrighted, so I'm gonna have to talk quickly, but we're set up and we're ready to go. We have all of the big things on the shelves, all of the medium things on here, all of the tiny things on the table, the keychain rack is out, the shelves are full, and we have more big things. I have too much stock for this table now. It's so hard to do a 6-foot setup these days. Here's my lovely partner's things. Lovely partner, would you like to say hi? And my banner's up. So we're all good. Yes, he did a big man and did the nailing. And then that's how it went. So we're ready to go. And he's going to shout at me to do a pack away one as well. So I'll see you then. And this is the after, because I actually remembered to do it. We have things, we have my parents, we have good things. We did well. Hello, it's Sunday. Welcome to the recovery nest. Once again, quite tired after this one, but I had a really good time. So this market was the alternative markets Coventry edition, formerly known as Bristol Alternative Market Coventry edition. So a little less confusing there. And this time we're at Fargo Village. So this is the third different venue that this market has been at. I've vended at 2 different venues with this market. So last time it was on for last year that I've done it. It's been at Square One at the Hub, which is at Coventry University. We're not there anymore. We were meant to be at the LTB Visitor Centre, Priory, something, some combination of those words, which is further down by the bus stop. But very last minute, the organisers emailed around the vendors and said, hey, there's an accessibility issue with that venue, we're moving to Fargo Village, which I'm so happy about because Fargo has its own footfall. The week that we had where we knew we'd be at Fargo, they were marketing our event, whereas other venues haven't in the past. There was also other events on at Fargo that were bringing people in and therefore an increased footfall for us, which was really nice. So it was Record Store Day yesterday. Fargo has an independent record store that participates in that, so people were going and getting their vinyls and then coming to us afterwards, which was really nice. We got to see all of the Record Store Day vinyls from various people who came in, and we asked them what they'd got and they showed us. So that was really interesting. So that was nice. It was good to be at Fargo. The staff at Fargo are lovely. Yeah, it's just a really nice venue, so I really hope we stay there. That's obviously no shade to past venues. They've done their jobs as they needed to, but I'm biased. I love Fargo as a venue. So yeah, that was nice. I don't know if I have any particular stories to tell, so I'll go through the transactions, and if something pops up in my head I'll tell you. But yeah, the other vendors were lovely. We had good chats with a lot of them. I'll try and link a couple in the description if I remember to, but I'm not sure how many of them I'm following on Instagram just yet. I'll go through, follow people and link them. But yeah, so we were good. We had good times. So this event, we got there at 8:15. We had access to the building from 8:30. So we were a little bit early, but that's fine. And then the event actually started at 11. I'd thought it started at 10. So I was set up and ready to go by about 9:30, maybe 9:45, which meant that I had an hour before the event actually started to basically just walk around in circles and play Pokemon. It was fun. I got to network with other vendors. But yeah, that was quite interesting. So then we finally opened at 11, and the first 20 minutes were quite quiet, and then suddenly the footfall just picked straight up within about the first 15 minutes of us being open. So at 11:18, I made 3 separate sales in a minute, which was a bit crazy. So I sold my Derpy Tiger. This is to a regular customer. He comes pretty much every time we're at Fargo, and I think we've seen him down at the old venue as well. He's had a couple of implings off me in the past, a couple of dragons, various things. So he came this time and he'd gone and got the K-pop Demon Hunters vinyl from Record Store Day, so he bought my Derpy Tiger to fit with that theme and vibe, so that was £15. Then I sold a rock golem to someone else at the same time, and I also sold my last little baby turtle. So I'm not going to be making that size of turtles again unless I put them on keychains. I'm going to focus on the alien turtle that I've got that's tested, things about that size, and then things about the size of my watermelon turtle, so the bigger one of the two, and just transitioned from the tiny budgie up to the next size. So it was nice to have that tiny turtle gone and off the table. That's one I made last summer for all of the events I had last summer that ended up not going particularly well, so it's nice that that stock is finally sort of shifting and letting me move to the next era of my business a bit more succinctly. So yeah, that was 3 sales in one go. So it's £6 for the golem, £4 for the turtle, £15 for the derpy tiger. So I'm stood there and I'm like, I've just made half of my table in 20 minutes. I was quite happy with that. I mean, all of that was in the space of a minute, so yeah, I was chuffed. So then 10 minutes after that, at 11:29, a kid came up to the table and bought my Spoo the Spider. This is the one that I did in the blush pink to finish the blush pink off, and gave it the Black Widow markings on the back of it in purple. So she bought that. I need to make some more spoos. People do like the spoos, so I might use that as a way to use up a bit more of the parfait chunky that I'm trying to work through, so that I can get that section of my shelf cleared up and have another yarn haul after that. Then the next sale was 20 minutes after that at 11:50. At this point, my mini buddies and my keychains were going very well, so I need to restock my keychains because I no longer have enough to fill my mystery machine once I put them all back in there. We did well on this one. So I sold my final little gummy cat, so I need to restock those. That was the black cat for £4. Then 2 minutes later I sold a bee keychain for £4, and then another 6 minutes after that I sold quite a big purchase of both of my rats. So my black rat is finally gone that I made for Halloween. He is now no longer on the table 6 months later. And then I also had a black and brown and white rat. So the person who bought those came up and bought both of the rats, and then they also bought my mallard off me, so that was nice. That again was someone we see a lot. We're friends with their partner, and so sort of through the grapevine friends with them, and yeah, it was nice to see them. We saw so many friends and so many people we've not seen in a while because we're bad at keeping up with people because we're neurodivergent. So it was nice to catch up with people and to see the people who we should probably say hi to more out of this market. So yeah, that was £20 in total for the mallard and the 2 rats. Then we had another break of about 15 minutes. At this point, like, the first couple of hours of this market were absolutely chaotic. We didn't really get many breaks. It was sort of 15 to 20 minutes at most between purchases. And then after that it gets a bit quiet, but we'll get there. I'll tell you about that once I've done the next hour. So yeah, that first hour of the market, we made 7 sales. Then the second hour of the market, we also made 7 sales. So this is now between 12 and 1. So at 12:12, I sold my hoodie bear. This was another friend that came up, and they wanted something for their child, who is just under 1. It's actually his birthday soon, so I ended up giving them a mini cappy as well as an early birthday present for the bab. But they did also buy my trans coloured hoodie bear. This was the one that had the block colouring around, so it had the blue hood, pink body and white sleeves, I think. So I need to make another trans coloured hoodie bear for Pride now, but that's fine because I'm going to do a yarn restock at some point in the next couple of weeks, so that I can get some more hoodie bears and stuff like that done. So that was £15. Then 3 minutes later, 3 minutes later I recorded the cappy because I'd forgot to. So that was fine. That was free. So then it was another 15-ish minutes until the next sale after the hoodie bear. And I sold one of my mushroom pops for £6. Again, this is some of the massive stock that I made for last summer that's not shifted. So again, I'm just glad to be moving that through. So yeah, £6 for the mushy pop. Then maths please, 7 minutes after that I sold a mini cappy and a rock golem. That's my last rock golem, so I do also need to buy some more grey yarn. But I've been saying that if you've been watching my last few videos, I've been like, I should have made more mossy things, I should have bought the yarn to make more mossy things. So I know when I put the yarn restock through to get like 4 or 5 balls of the dark grey yarn, because the rock golems and the gremlins and the gargoyles have been going so well as soon as I've had them on the table. Same mini cappies, I need to restock, so lots of restocking of small things to do. But yeah, we'll place that yarn order probably this week, and then I'll give you all a little yarn haul at some point. I might use that to break up the Pride videos a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, that was at £12.33, so that was a £12 purchase because those items were £6 each. Oh yes, this was someone who we also see quite a lot at the markets. They love my partner's lino prints. I think they have nearly all of them now. They definitely have all of the skeletal designs that he's got. And then they picked up some items off my table because they're an exam invigilator, so they like to have some little things on them so that when kids are having hard times, they've got a little token of comfort with them around the exam season, which was so nice to hear because as a former exam invigilator myself, it's always really lovely to be able to do that for a kid and to calm them down in such an intense moment and to really just be there for them. So that was nice that my products are going to be involved in that, being there for them. It does also make me feel good as well because I do miss invigilating. Like I said, I miss that fulfilling moment of being part of such an important moment in schooling. So to know that I'm still kind of part of it through my other products is quite nice. I do talk to people when they come to my table about the fact that my fidget toys are silent as well, because I know that that's one thing that neurodivergent kids in exams really struggle with, is they've got so many restrictions on the types of fidget toys they can take in with them so that they're not distracting the people around them, that to be able to make a product that I know meets the restrictions is quite nice. So people who work in schools always appreciate when I say to them, these fidgets are silent, I've made them specifically for this purpose, and they go, brilliant. It's good to know that that product is out there. So yeah, it was a nice chat to be able to have, so that was wicked. So they bought a cappy and a column. Then they came back like literally 2 minutes later because they'd spotted the alien turtle on the table. And they were like, I want him so bad. And this alien turtle, my partner said to me at the start of the market, if he's still with you at the end of this market, can I have him, because I really want one. So I'm going to make him his own, don't worry. He's not excluded from having an alien turtle. But yeah, he's really in love with that turtle. So I was like, right, if it's not sold this market, I will make a fresh one for the table and you can have this one. But no, he sold. So the fresh one is going to my partner instead. And yeah, they were so happy when they picked this turtle up. They were just like, oh my god, I can't believe I missed him. Like, he's got a little guy on his back, it's adorable. So that was £12 for the alien turtle. That's £12.34. And then 3 minutes later I sold a frog. This was one of my light green grumpy frogs. This was the stock I made for Halloween. It's finally shifting, so that's nice. Yeah, these are the last few that I made with my green Elise Voluto. So getting those shifted and off the table will be lovely. Then 4 minutes later I sold my Perry the Platypus for £15 to... Oh, this was a good one. So a family came up to the table. The dad had a download battle jacket on. Me and my partner go to download every year. That's part of our, like, that tends to be our summer holiday, is going to download festival. he had a really cool, like, orange sort of faux hawk situation happening. So we were like, you're cool. What are you at Download this year? Who are you looking forward to seeing? We had a chat about, like, the different headliners we've seen, the different merch that we like and stuff like that. His partner was really into my partner's stuff because furries, they love each other. So my partner was busy making a friend, and his kid, who was dressed the exact way I would have wanted to as an emo child. Like, we had the striped fingerless gloves on, we had the plastered emo bangs on the face. They came over and they were like, I want to bury the platypus, oh my god, it's buried the platypus. And the dad was like, you've never even watched Phineas and Ferb. And the kid's friend was like, I will force her to watch it. I will sit her down at one of our play dates and I will go, you're watching Phineas and Ferb. And they were like, you know the way that kids are when they really want a dog or a pet, and they go to their parents like, I'll clean it out, I'll do all of the walking and all of the scooping of the poo and all of that stuff. I'll do it, I promise I'll do it. It was that energy about my stuffed Perry the Platypus, and I was like, this is fantastic, honestly, just witnessing this situation happening. And yeah, at one point the kid was like, I will force her to watch it. And then the kid who wanted to buy it went, if you buy me the Perry the Platypus, Phineas and Ferb will be my favourite show ever, and I will watch all of it and never shut up talking about it. And I just looked at the dad and I went, you know, that's a strong offer. And he went, oh, I've got to, haven't I? So I went, yeah, you can have the Phineas and Ferb, you can have the Perry the Platypus, whatever, sure, have it. So yeah, they bought that. And they came around a couple of times looking. The kids picked up my card because they're interested in my Pride collection that's coming out. So hopefully they'll purchase that. And that comes. And yeah, no, it was fun. So we're hoping to get to meet up with those people at the Download swap meet, because they're going to have dice and I'm going to have ducks. So hoping to swap some ducks for some dice. But we will see. I need to start making those ducks. That's next week's job now that I'm done with markets. Obviously I'll still be prepping for my Pride markets, but I'm going to start working on my mini ducks for Download at the same time. So that was my platypus. That was at 12:41. We've now finished the 11 to 1 block, right? So we're at 1 p.m. So I made 7 sales between 11 and 12. 7 sales between 12 and 1, right? Between 1 and 2, I made 4 sales. So we're still making sales, but it's quiet at this point. There's still footfall, but it's a lot of the people who've just been walking around anyway. It's a lot of people who have clearly just wandered in from the record store day and aren't necessarily into the alternative stuff, they just wanted to mooch. Or if they're into the alt stuff, they're not the kind of people who wanted plushies and art, they're more the kind of people who wanted like the jewellery and stuff like that. So it just wasn't our customer base at this point. So 20 minutes after the previous purchase, at 1:01, I sold my final loaf cat. I will not be making any more loaf cats from this point forwards. And yeah, this was just really cute. I think the mum said the kid's 3. So she was very shy. She had this like adorable little pink fluffy like fleecy jacket with hearts all over it, and I was like, I think I had a very similar one as a child, but it was like a hoodie rather than a fleece. So I was like, I like your jacket, and she was just like but she was like hiding in mum, bless her. Yeah, no, she'd clearly picked something she liked on the table, because her parents were getting things off the table so that she could see them. Going, do you like this? Do you want this one? Do you want the ghost? Do you want the cat? Do you want... I think there was a few different things they held up to her. I think a fish was one of them. Like, do you want this? Do you want this? And she was like... and hiding. But she clearly picked something she wanted, because she came back with her mum then. And they were looking again, and she was still being shy, and her mum was like, hang on just a second. Kid went and got her dad, came back with the dad, and then suddenly she was really confident. Kids are weird. I love them. But yeah, she pointed at the cat, and her dad was like, "Do you want the cat?" Ended up buying that for her, so that was £6. And I'm so glad that loaf cats are no longer on my table because I don't like making them. I don't know why I made them last summer. They don't look great, and they're gone. So when I say they don't look great, other people make them fantastically. I just clearly do not have the mindset to make a loaf cat work. Personally, I much prefer making things that are cat shaped rather than loaf shaped. I think I'm just a more complex crocheter anyway. I get bored. It's like the little bullet bees. I just get bored. I like things where I have to actually think about it instead of going increase, tube, decrease. Which is ironic that I've said that because my capybara pattern it's a lot of shaping around the head and the body, and then it is just a tube. But then capybaras are just tubes, really, so it's still a realistically shaped capybara. I'm not sure. Either way, my autism doesn't fuck with loaf cats, so I'm not making them anymore. It's the culmination of that ramble. Yeah, that was at 1:01. 20 minutes later, 1:21, I sold a keychain bee. 1:22, I sold a keychain pumpkin. £4 each. Easy peasy. And yeah, this was again just someone who came over and they were like, "I really like this, can I have it?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course you can, wicked, sorted." I'm debating a lot with my keychains whether I want... Sorry, my foot's gone dead, so I'm going to be wiggling while I talk to you. I'm debating with my keychains whether I want to keep them in the mystery machine or whether to keep them out on the rack. I'm not sure. I think for my Pride markets anyway, they're going to be out on the rack so that people can choose their flag. I might need to get a second keychain rack because I'm doing a lot of different flags. But then I am only doing bees and whales, so if I do one rack as bees and I'm working it out. I'm working on it. But then I do have stuff like the Light Fury Dragon Head and the cat face keychains that just aren't shifting, so doing it as a mystery is a good way of sorting that out. But then I might do some mystery bags for Pride instead. I'm just going to move you closer and shift my position entirely, so really sorry about this. This is the life of a disabled content creator. Yeah, I might just do mystery bags instead and just say, "Oh, you get a keychain and a plushie in them," because I've got stuff like my Kuromi that's still not sold. My Labubu keychains aren't selling, so if I can stick them in mystery bags and get them shifted that way, that's obviously the best way for me to do it. So there's a lot of things I'm thinking about with my Pride festivals, especially after this market, and sort of seeing that change in how people want to shop and what kind of things they want to buy. Yeah, thoughts are happening. I need to work on things, basically. So that was 2 keychains in a row at about 1:20. Then half an hour after that, I sold my squishy ladybug. So this was at 5:2. Sold a squishy ladybug for £6. The person who bought it was the same person who bought the pumpkin keychain. They were like, I just noticed the bug and I've noticed it's got hearts on it. And I was like, yeah, I made them for Valentine's Day, so I wanted to make them love bugs. And they were like, oh my god, that's adorable. I was like, yes, thank you. Thank you for noticing. I love my squishy ladybugs, but other people don't at the minute, which is confusing to me because I thought that would be perfect for the children, but the children want the Demogorgons. Speaking of Demogorgons, I didn't sell any at this market, and that's quite odd to me. Because it's the alt market, and Stranger Things is a very alternative thing. I didn't sell any Demogorgons. Then it might have been the way I was displaying them. again, more things to think about for the next market. Right, I need to stop rambling. Where am I? Yeah, so that brings us then to 2 o'clock. The market ended at 4. So between 2 and 3, I made 4 more sales. Again, quite slow at this point. I didn't sell anything after 3 p.m. So the last hour of this market was very slow. Extremely slow. So I started doing, anyone who does markets knows this. When markets have a rule that you can't pack down before the end of the market, you start finding ways to start packing away without packing down. So I was doing things like taking my bigger plushies off the doll stands but leaving them propped against the shelves so that I could pack the doll stands away. Taking my partner's stuff off the easels it was on and propping it up on the table so I could pack the easels away. Small things, little bits here and there, so that you're not getting in trouble with the organisers, but you've got something to do because you're just so bored, basically. But yeah, these last 4 sales I made. So the last sale that I've spoken about was at 5 to 2. So half an hour later at 25 past 2, I sold my Shiba Inu plushie to, again, someone who's come quite frequently, Aussie, bestie Aussie. They bought last year before I was really sure what I was doing with my table. I'd had a little scrap of my black dapple yarn and I made the world's tiniest loaf cat keychain out of it. Like, it's literally like this big. It's 6 stitches around a magic circle, 1 round and then closed again. It's tiny. Stuck that on a keychain, sold that last year to Aussie, and they came back and were like, I've still got the cat on my keychain. Which was so cute. That was so sweet of them. But then I pointed out, because I know they really like dogs, so I pointed out my Shiba Inu plushie and I was like, oh my god, I have to have him. So they did. So Shiba has gone home. Then 10 minutes after that, a mate came by and someone who's bought off us before was with them, who I didn't realise they even knew each other. That was pretty cool. So they noticed my Dan and Phil stickers and they were like, is that Dan and Phil? And I was like, yeah. They were like, I was like, no one's noticed them yet. I might need to put on my board who they're actually meant to be. Because, like, if you know it's Dan and Phil, it looks like Dan and Phil. But if you're not entirely sure, then you can kind of convince yourself it's not. So I need to start putting a thing on to say that they're people. But yeah, is that Dan and Phil? Like, yeah, it's Dan and Phil. Right, I've got to have them. I've got to have both of them. So that was nice to finally have sold a Dan and Phil sticker. I think I got them for Halloween. Yeah, again, I shot myself in the foot with that Halloween market. I really over-prepped and then a bunch of stuff just didn't sell. But here we are, selling a Dan and Phil sticker. So that was £3 in total for that, because they're £1.50 each, because they're only tiny stickers, so I feel bad charging any more than that. So then 15 minutes after that, a kid came over to the table. He took my Chibi Reaper straight off the shelf and was like, I want this. So that was the Grim Reaper with the red cape. And he, yeah, absolutely loved him. So he had the Reaper for £15. Then 10 minutes after that, I sold my cream bat to someone for £6. That was the Joyfully Meraki Artemis bat pattern. I absolutely love that pattern. It's just incredible. It's so small and so quick and easy to make. Obviously, I do change the wings and make them the way that I like to make them so that they pass testing, but that's the only change I made to that pattern. Otherwise, I absolutely love it. So that was my last sale at £2.59. And I didn't make any more sales for the next hour. So yeah, we saw a lot of people, chatted to a lot of people, saw some friends we've not seen in a while. got reminded that we've tried to arrange to meet up with people and forgot to actually follow through on that. But yeah, that was good. So my total items I took with me was 160 items for this market, of which 50 was stickers. So 110 plushies. I sold 25 plushies and 2 stickers, so 27 items in total, and I made a final profit of £112 after I took my costs out. I had 21 transactions. No, I didn't, because one of those was the capybara that I put through for free. So I had 20 transactions, 6 were cash, 14 were card. And that's my stats. That's how I did at this market. And my next market will be Bed with Pride on the 7th of June, I think. Yes, the 7th of June. So, pretty good. I have about 6 weeks to prep for that. Like I said, I've got download to prep for as well. Plenty of things to do. A yarn haul is necessary because I'm running low on a couple of colours that I need for pride flags. I've run out of browns for capybaras, and I'm very low on brown for hoodie bears, so I need to replace those. I also have realised that I could do with some more orange blanket yarn, because I've not got anything to pair with the lesbian coloured blanket yarn, and I want to make a giant turtle out of it, so I need a complementary colour to make the turtle head and fins out of, and then some orange will be useful to make some more wizard cats and stuff like that as well. So I'm gonna buy myself a ball of orange. I think that's everything. So thank you very much for watching. Comment a ghost emoji if you got this far in the video. That's today's secret emoji. Let me know if you've been to any more of the alternative markets events. They have events in Newport, Weston-super-Mare, Bristol, Exeter, and a few other places. I'll link their Instagram so you can see the different places they have markets, and the vendors who do this market. A lot of them do the other markets in different places as well, especially Bristol, since that was the original market. A lot of them are Bristol vendors who are just loyal to this company, so they do a lot of the different places, which I'd like to start doing. Bristol and Newport occasionally once I can drive. I think that'll be good. It'll be nice to see some new people. I love Cov, don't get me wrong. It's really nice that I get to see my regular customers, and I get to see my friends and stuff that I've not seen in a while just because they're out and about. But it would be nice to get my business in front of some fresh eyes as well. So going to Bristol will be cool. Comment below if you like Bristol and if there is anything in Bristol I should check out if I do go, because I'd probably end up having to make a weekend of it anyway for recovery purposes, because I probably won't be in a state after a market where I can drive home that far at least. So yeah, let me know if there's any more events you've seen around the West Midlands that are alternative events that you think I should trade at, because that would be cool. I like doing alt markets, so getting to some more alt markets would be nice. If you do alt markets, how do you do at them? Do you enjoy it? I don't know why my one eyebrow is stuck up like that, by the way, I'm sorry. It looks rather inquisitive. I don't know if I have much else to say. My leftover stock will be on my Ko-fi store by the time this video goes up. I'm going to take some better photos of my plushies so they'll look nicer in my shop. So that's a this week job. My partner's done with uni now, so I might ask him if he'd mind doing that for me because he's better at taking photos than I am. So yeah, check out the Ko-fi store, it's in the description, or if you go to my Instagram, it's also linked to my Instagram as well. And yeah, what else do I have to say? Like the video, share the video, hype the video, comment on it, all of the things, I guess. Check out my Ko-fi and my other social media if you'd like to hear more from me. I will not have any more market vlogs for a while, until June, but I have a Pride prep series coming. I have a yarn haul coming. They will release on Fridays between 2 and 4 UK time. And I release a What I Made This video every Monday between 2 and 4 UK time, just depending on when it's edited. And yeah, I think that's everything I have to say because I'm rambling now. So thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.